Hello everybody, I'm Tim Blair. This is the Clay County Times-Democrat weekly web update for the week of April 9th, 2014. Our weekly web updates are brought to you here on cztimesdemocrat.com by the good folks at Piggott State Bank, member FDIC equal housing lender and serving this region since back in 1930. Well, for this beautiful Thursday here in April, we come to you from the amphitheater of Heritage Park on the west edge of Piggott. The amphitheater here completed a number of years ago, not too long after the park was completed. And for those of you that haven't had a chance to get out here recently, last spring they did a renovation, cleared out a lot of the brush and trees and so forth here on the north end of the amphitheater. Looks entirely different, gives you a great perspective and really opens things up. Of course, we're here at the park. Things will be picking up for activities here at the park over the course of the next few weeks, including the 16th annual Piggott Heritage Park Car Show, which is set for the middle of May. We'll be previewing that in the upcoming edition of the Clay County Times-Democrat. We encourage you to pick up a copy of that. But in this week's edition, we've got all the details on the most recent Rector City Council meeting. We also have information for the changes for the school immunization rules and a special clinic that will be held to address that. That's all coming up, or that's all in this week's edition of the Clay County Times-Democrat. We also have information on the big Clay County Arts Council giant puppet show that's coming up down at the Rector Community Center, and highlights of what has been a big weekend in Piggott, including activities with the citywide yard sale and the Piggott FFA auction. Now, things actually kicked off last Thursday evening, a week ago tonight, with a concert by the Piggott Swingin' Mohawk Jazz Band on the square in downtown Piggott. We were able to stop by, and let's check that out now.
Say flowery shower curtain. It always works.
Weather kept a lot of people away, but a fairly good crowd turned out for that in the gospel singing that was held on Friday night. Then on Saturday, conditions did improve, and we had a very good crowd in town for the citywide yard sale and also out at the fairgrounds for the 40th annual Piggott High School FFA Farm Equipment Auction, as conducted by the good folks of McGee Auction Company, and our camera was also there for a bit. Let's take a look at some of those highlights.
Here we go. Time wheel, but here, what am I going to do here? $50 bill. $20 and the $30 on the bumper, $100 on the $30 and the $40 and the $50 on the bumper, $50 and the $50, $150, $60, $70, $170 on the bumper, $80, $90, $190 on the bumper, $90 on the bumper, $190 and the $200 and the $10 on the bumper, $100 on the $10, $10, $20, $10, $20 on the bumper, $100 and the right, look to your left, Fred, $265, sir.
Hey, here comes Mr. Casey right here.
$200 on the bill, now a quarter. Two and a quarter, got it in a half, now 75, now three. With $300 bill, remember, $300 on the bumper, now three and the quarter, now half, we got a half.
And in sports, we also have in this past edition of the Clay County Times-Democrat a complete update on all of your baseball and softball scores, as it was not much going on there. The Cougars swept on Monday, and then the Lady Mohawks were able to get a game in. The Mohawk baseball team still pretty much rained out, but they should be getting things back underway this week. We also have all the information on Lee Austin, Mohawk distance runner, signing to attend Williams Baptist College. And we also have a nice feature on the Queens of the Hardwood. Lady Mohawks Casey Crossfield and Taylor Davis played in the annual fundraiser for City Youth Ministries last Friday evening down at Raider Gym in Nettleton. Our cameras were there, and here are the highlights.
Outside hitter, number 22, Casey Crossfield. Also from Piggott, a 5'4" setter, number 5, Taylor Davis. From Jonesboro, a 5'3" defensive specialist, number 7, Emily Harrell.
Right there.
Hang around for the award presentation. We'll let these girls shake hands after a hard-fought match. Let's give it up one more time for your Queens of the Hardwood for
And congratulations to Taylor and Casey for doing a good job of representing for the Lady Mohawks and the local volleyball team in that. And also, as I said, a very good effort there to raise money for City Youth Ministries. Now, next week's edition of the Clay County Times-Democrat, we'll have more details on the big puppet shows coming up down there. Of course, Piggott High School will be having prom this week, and we'll have some details on that as well. It's all coming up along with the meeting of the Piggott School Board. Your complete update on all the baseball and softball, it's all coming up in the next edition of the Clay County Times-Democrat, so we encourage you to pick up a copy of that. That will be your April 16th edition. And we'd also like to remind you to pick up a copy of the Delta Voice. They are absolutely free. They're available on newsstands all up and down the region, from down around Marktree and Truman, Arkansas, way up to around Bloomfield and Advance, Missouri. You can pick up a copy of that. They're on newsstands, and again, absolutely free, and have a lot of great information there. Well, with that, from the amphitheater here at Heritage Park in Piggott, we wrap up another edition of the Clay County Times-Democrat Weekly Web Update. We're brought to you here on cctimesdemocrat.com each week by the good folks of Piggott State Bank. And until next time, I'm Tim Blair reporting.